Welcome to Family Transformation, where we're all about faith, family, and life under construction. Today, we're going to give you a little intro into our barn dough and our life and what we do, baking and building and living together. All right, let's go.
Hey everybody, I've had a lot of questions been asked to me lately, just asking like, where have I been? What have I been up to? About 5 years ago, my family and I, we packed up, left Kansas City, moved to Arkansas on this big journey of family transformation. We left the city behind, moved to the country, and we thought it was going to be super simple life. Turns out it was harder than living in the city. And I want to give you some intros into the what to do's and what not to do's. And I want to tell you some of the things that happened to us along the way. You know, it's never really easy, even if you sell off everything and move to the country. It's not going to be really easy just to take off and go and build everything. There's going to be bumps and bruises along the way. And we had a lot of stuff happen. Unexpected things happen. You know, whenever we took off, we left 5 years ago and we took off in our diesel pusher. And when we left in our diesel pusher, we packed up the family, rolled them out, and we had a journey for about 7 months. We traveled the United States and we had a great time. We were looking like, where do we want to live? Where do we want to move to? Arkansas wasn't even on the boards for that. This was a total God move. Whenever we moved here, we had no inclination that we were even coming here. We came here for a short visit to visit some people and then took off. Couldn't get this place out of my mind. And I thought, man, maybe this is where God wants us. And we prayed about it and that was it. We actually come down here to look at property and we got really discouraged. But the cool thing about this is, and how I know that God was in the middle of it the whole way, is because right where I'm standing, the night before I was ready to give up on looking for property, I said, we'll go back to Kansas City, we'll get a subdivision house, we'll find some property, we'll build a house, we'll keep working, we'll keep building, and then we'll have a place to go to in the country whenever we want to go. Because we're surrounded by lakes and rivers and everything around here. We're within 30 minutes of like Lake Ouachita, Lake Greeson, Hamilton, the Gray, and then the Caddo River, where everybody comes to float. We're right down the road from that. So this is like an outdoor paradise. Many mountains. It's not the Rockies, but there's still beautiful places to be in. I've got a lot of video and stuff to show those. But what I want to talk about today is like building a barn dough and how difficult it can be and how easy it can be if you do things the right way. And then what the struggles were that we went through as a family. And I'm going to introduce you to the family here in a second and just go through it. But the night before was where I was at. We were getting ready. I was ready to give up. Me and my wife were standing right here on this road. And we're holding hands and we're looking up at the stars. And my wife tells me, she goes, John, if I move anywhere in Arkansas, I want to move right here. And I said, forget about it, honey. We've already called everybody. We've knocked doors. Nobody wants to sell land out here or anything. But we were parked, our RV was parked up the road, and we were just walking around out here, you know. And the next day, we're like an hour away looking at property for sale. And I get a call from a guy, and he leads me back to this very spot because he had some land for sale that he wasn't doing anything with. He heard that the family was looking for land, and he called me, and we came right back here to this very spot, right where I cut my driveway in. We were standing right here in the road in front of it. And this property hadn't been touched in 40 years. The trees were so thick where my house sits today, you couldn't even see my house because the trees were so thick. But we lived in that RV for almost 2 years, and we were still building this house, and then something big happened. And I'll have to share a clip and a picture right now just so you can see what happened to me that stopped our building. I had to get a pacemaker. That was the end result, and that was life-changing for me as well, because I'm 46 now. I was 41. I was like the epitome of health. Plant-based diet, not epitome of health. I shouldn't say that. Lots of sugar in my diet. I love cookies. I love snacks. I love that stuff. You do too. We all do, right? But 6 foot, 185, strong as an ox. Built everything, you know what I mean? Could lift everything, and then all of a sudden, I dropped. I got all the way down to 152 pounds and could barely walk up a hill. I could walk from here to that RV and be completely exhausted and might fall over on the ground because I got dizzy and lost it. And I've been a super prideful man, so I really didn't want to share that with everybody in the world, right? But now I'm over that. God's worked with me on that. He humbled me, and praise the Lord for that. And so now I operate by battery. You know what I mean? And I have to have this thing in my chest. Otherwise, my heart just doesn't beat. I drop all the way down to 19 beats a minute, and then we'll go into cardiac arrest. I mean, it's not cool. So, other than that, we started building this house, and that slowed us down. So we're not completely finished now. So this is our barn door. It is a 40 by 50 with 18-foot sidewall, 2-story barn door. And we are really blessed to have this. It's got a 50-foot porch on the front and a 50-foot porch on the back. We can sit out here and watch the sunrise, the sunset. We can look over the pond and watch the views. We can enjoy watching our chickens, unless they're on the porch, because they make a mess. If you have chickens, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so this is our house, and I'm going to show you around. So I'm going to cut this video and go in and introduce you to everybody. All right, we're here. This is the side door I'm going to come in. That's Blanca. She wants to go in too. All right, so coming into the house, this is like our main entry area. I built this shoe cubby and stuff for us, and built a barn door. And of course, we did concrete floors, radiant floor heating and everything. That's Walker. Say hi, Walker. And then there's McKenna. Hi, Mama.
Hey.
There's Misty. What are you guys doing?
Baking bread.
Baking bread?
She's making cookies.
Is this rising?
It is.
No screaming. Okay, so cool. As you can see, our barn door is not complete. We're going up. I've still got drywall up here I've got to finish. And drywall stage is probably one of my worst stages. That's where I hit the stop button a lot. I'm really good at the woodwork, right? That's my ceiling. Stained boards, we did all that. We put up all the raw wood. We've done all the shiplap. We did everything. We had the countertops put in, didn't put those in, but put the cabinets in. RTA stuff. This is just kind of a general look around. And there's Gavin. What's Gavin doing?
Watching Black Cobra Media.
Gavin's watching something about baseball. That's kind of normal for him. But yeah, Misty does a lot of baking. And she's actually going to be she's got her Instagram page started up. It's Healthier Way Home. Healthy Way Home. Healthy Way Home. And she is going to be talking about, what are you going to be talking about, Misty?
Healthier swaps for regular things like cleaning items, different foods, plant-based stuff versus meats, or you could add your own meats. It'll be stuff that'll be easy to add your own protein, but I'll show you healthier versions of regular meals and just, I don't know, day-to-day things.
Yeah, McKenna, what are you going to do?
Then what?
What are you going to be doing? You're going to be helping Mom baking. Today you're baking what?
Cookies, chocolate chip cookies.
Well, I make better cookies than you, right?
No.
Are
I
you
make
sure?
better cookies.
I like
Oh.
hers.
My cookies are better.
All right, my cookies are healthier. I make a plant-based chocolate chip cookie that's pretty good too.
This is plant-based.
Well,
That's plant-based?
It's not really plant-based, it's vegan. There's
Well, cool. That's an intro to our house, and that's Walker again. You can meet, Samson's always outside. Samson sits here, and all he really does, what's that, Samson? He's waiting for a tailgate to come down. And when a tailgate drops, that's all he wants to do. He wants to get in the back of a truck and hang out. But, yeah, so we had to build a well house. Because we run our water off of well water, we had to put a filtration system into it. And very important, we started gardening. And we built a garden. You know, this was just a small raised bed garden that we did for local stuff that we could just have, where Missy could have herbs. And we got blackberries and grapes and Swiss chard and kale and everything else growing in there, potatoes sometimes. We built a pond, and then we cut another road behind our place here. And we have a road on the back side of the pond as well that comes around. And then we built a shop, a wood shed, because you got to have that. We cut wood for the winter. Gavin's taken over a lot of the splitting for that, but that's what we do. The original farmhouse is up there. I'll talk about that later, but we bought the original farmhouse too from a wife after her husband passed away, and she was moving south. So we bought that place, and We're actually cutting into it, rehabbing the whole place up. We had to rip out the floor joist, ceiling joist, everything, and get it going. But yeah, built a four bay garage up here. And then we actually built another house back here, but we use it for storage right now. Eventually that's going to be our guest house. That's a post frame barn door, and it's a 40 by 60. So 2,400 square foot home that we'll be working on that and kind of showing people how to work on that as well. And another well house, and then a big garden, a really big garden up there. And then back here, one of the biggest assets to this place, and I'll have to do a flyover with a drone or something to really show you, is this is the back part that I've had to take the dozer to several times to cut down fence rows, and I cut in some roads. I put in some other pads back there, and it's just, that is a great place to spend time with God. You can just go walking back there and talking with God, and that is an amazing time. And that is where he reveals a lot to me about my character, really, which is big. All right, coming back to check on the bread and how it's rising and what the next step is.
Putting it in the oven is the next step.
What's in?
350.
350 for how long?
About 30 minutes.
About 30 minutes, and then I'll have fresh baked bread. And Kenna also was able to accomplish making some cookies. Yeah, those look good.
Cut that out.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us today. If you're watching on Facebook, remember to like and share this video. And if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe and click the bell so you'll get further notifications when we post new stuff. And we just really appreciate you. And we got a lot of bread, fresh baked bread that was baked, and cookies, so we're going to get to eating those now. So again, just come back and see us again so we can build something and bake something together.